I'm actually here outside the YouTube HQ. You know what they say, keep your friends
close and your enemies closer.
Well, this is a video trashing on YouTube, so I thought I'll go to the belly of the beast. YouTube has a rocky past with, well, pretty much everything. Simply put, they're not very good at their jobs. I mean, yeah, he's right, we're pretty bad. We still get paid a lot, though. Whether it's Suzumo Vicky or someone else at YouTube, it's definitely a problem. All the problems are much too long to put in one video, so I've condensed it into the key points. Let's start with what is definitely the main one, their response to copyright. Pretty much you can lose all revenue from a video or even stop it being allowed to be on YouTube because of 10 seconds of any popular song. No, Mordecai, don't do it. There goes all my revenue for today. It's really bad. Some people may argue that that's not YouTube's fault. Instead, it just represents the problem with the copyright system in general, but at the same time, you're wrong. You could submit a copyright claim, and even if it's wrong, submitting a false copyright claim is technically illegal. YouTube does nothing. However, if you're a creator and you dispute a copyright claim and you're the one who's wrong, or they think that you're wrong, or they think...
Nice, Editor Mordecai. You put it back with magic.
You could lose your channel. It's really bad. But what's worse than the general copyright thing is that it really displays their priorities and the bigger picture. YouTube was founded on the idea of the individual. Why go on YouTube instead of BBC iPlayer or Netflix? Because it's people good at what they do. Well, most of them are good at what they do. There's a few exceptions. You're watching them for a reason, because of something that they do to entertain you, but at the end of the day, they're just a person. With the whole PewDiePie versus T-series, that was symbolic of the change in YouTube. Now, it's oriented around the big corporation, whether it's DMC claims, taking down videos. Everything done is done for advertising, is done for money, and is done for Google's own relationships. I think, in a way, YouTube went downhill the day that they were bought up by Google. And that was pretty much at the start of their career, so great job, guys. Years ago, back in 2005, it was founded by two guys, Chad and Steve. Imagine if your name was Chad for 1 second. No wonder the company was that influential. Back then, you couldn't even monetize videos. All it was a hobby. It was something that was beautiful, and it created this phenomenon that will go on and on, probably forever. Sadly, that's not what it is anymore. And while we have to accept that, it's also something that can get a little depressing. All of the problems that I'll mention come from that issue, that separation from the individual, that lack of connection. Literally every single one. And it's because Suzumo Vicky cares about money. That sounds bad, but advertising is the priority. I'm not trying to be mad at her for that. She's a businesswoman, but sadly, a businesswoman is not what YouTube needs right now. Or man, sorry, that sounded really misogynistic. I just mean it's too corporate, okay? Problem 2, YouTube's monopoly. Now this one is actually pretty interesting. Imagine video sharing, video sites. Imagine any video site. The first one will always be YouTube, because they have full control over everything. All right, it's hard to understand, but let's put it back in the olden days. Back in whatever date, I don't know, olden times, back when, I don't know, before the internet, you know, it's not BC and AD. Why do we care about Jesus? No, it's BI and AI. See what I unintentionally did there? One man pretty much bought up all of the oil, meaning that he could charge whatever he wanted for people to buy that oil. That meant that the prices skyrocketed because you need oil. What else are you going to do? Of course, that became illegal, duh, but it's actually done in the modern day without you realising it. You're probably saying,
Mordecai, you idiot, how could you think that? You're so dumb.
hold up.
Wait a minute.
In a way, think about something like Facebook. Anyone can make a better version of Facebook, copy the code, but they wouldn't have the users. Meaning that Facebook has full control, has free reign. Let's look at it in the scope of YouTube. What would happen if someone made a YouTube competitor? Even if it was better run, better managed, it doesn't have the user base, so it's useless. And that means that YouTube has way, way, way too much control. Like, there's not much you can do to combat it.
Hold up, can we just pause for 1 second? Yeah, rewind. Look at that troublemaker. Probably going to smash an old lady's china collection. I ride with no hands on the steering wheel. Look at me, I'm so cool. Ugh.
It's scary, but it's hard to think about. And right now, there's kind of a legal battle going on in quite a few different sectors about if modern monopolies are okay. Yeah, it's confusing.
Not me moving to a new filming location because the kids with the bikes stop to stare at me and I hate humans. Especially ones that ride with no steering wheels and think that they're so cool. Wait, rides with their hands off the steering wheel, not rides with no steering wheels. Oh, just ignore me.
Why it's a grey area is that the code isn't the problem. Anyone can make a website with the code, but they don't have the users, so it's obsolete. This gives YouTube free reign to do whatever they want. With great power comes great responsibility. Responsibility that they pretend they do not have. That very nicely leads me on to the next section, how they deal with problems. And if you've not got that from this video, how they deal with problems. And from watching this video, you've probably already worked out there's a lot of problems. This lack of responsibility is displayed with their community outreach program, or whatever they call it. Pretty much, if you have a problem, emailing them does nothing. So you have to go to Twitter, because if you have followers, you can kind of threaten them with I'll give you a bad TripAdvisor review. Luckily, I've never had any major huge issues. Huge like yo mama. It will make sense in the edit, Mum, okay? Don't make fun of me. With my channel, I'm a good boy, allowing YouTube to walk all over me for my £2.50 a month. In other words, I got accepted into the partner program and most of my videos get monetized. You could say I'm in the cool kids club. But it is known that when someone does have a problem, especially a smaller creator, but I'll get into that later, their response is terrible. They pretty much just have a folder with a Word document that says copy and pasted responses so that YouTube community doesn't help us. And spoiler alert, it's not working. Let me give you 2 examples, both with very, very different outcomes. To start off with, we have the Markiplier situation. The first one being the Markiplier situation. Technically, there's another creator who is much more involved, but they have less subscribers, so do they even exist? This situation all started with the person who I'm not naming. This joke's going too far. Moist, Critical, Charlie, Penguin Zero. He has too many names. I can't talk. I have 3 middle names. Anyway, he got a strike for something that he shouldn't have got a strike for. Mr. Moist Critical Penguin did nothing wrong. He had some video that he laughed at that had violence. I'm not going to show it because I could do without another strike, but it wasn't very bad. So he tweeted out saying, Mark, he did the same thing. Why doesn't he have a strike? Of course, less with the intention of actually giving him a strike and more just with the intention of showing that it was unfair treatment. But that's not how YouTube took it. Here's a skit visualising that.
What a funny and informative video.
No!
Huh? You know what? I've not had my daily dose of ruining someone's life today. So, that's a strike. But it doesn't deserve a strike, and Mark did the same thing. Oh, so you want me to give a strike to Mark too? No, I'm trying to prove a point. Strike given. Problem solved.
So now Mark has a strike too? I know, it's crazy. Mr. Loads of views making Susan Wojcicki buy her next yacht got a strike. It's terrible, to be honest. And because he got involved and with his huge community, YouTube had to sort their stuff out. They apologised, didn't promise to do anything better next time, but I guess an apology's nice. Is it though? It's not enough. And think about how that situation would have gone if they had no followers. If they didn't have a combined following of what, like 14 million on Twitter, nothing would have happened. There are examples of people tweeting out that I just got my channel taken away for no reason, and YouTube just replies with a copy and pasted response. It's not good enough, YouTube. It's not. Like, what would happen to me if suddenly I just got reported by bots? It happened to Danny for his old channel.
Hey, do you want to take a chill pill? Jesus Christ.
No, I'm not going to calm down. This is a serious
You're shouting
thing.
about a website that just doesn't care about your opinion.
Right, fine. I'll go back to my seat. Now for problem number 4. The algorithm promotes really, really bad content. It is engineered in a certain way that makes YouTube more money but doesn't necessarily benefit the viewer. You're probably wondering why you see so many 10-minute and 1 videos. That's literally a meme. Now it's 8 minutes and 1, but that's beside the point. People do that not just because it makes them more money, because they can add infinite mid-rolls. Whoever told Morgs that you can add infinite mid-rolls, please, you deserve to get hurt. It's not just that. It's that because YouTube can then make more money off that video, they'll promote it more. But if you click on a video with loads of ads but you don't watch any of them, that's not really going to help YouTube much, is it? So it's also got to be entertaining. You think that's a positive, but no. Instead, they just use flashing lights to keep the kids watching. Why do you think I'm so unsuccessful? I have a bunch of brain-dead babies watching who can't keep on focusing for more than 2 minutes 30 before they click off. You're probably wondering why I'm insulting my core audience. Aren't I going to lose subscribers? Well, the people I'm talking about have already clicked off, so it's fine. If you're still watching though, you're definitely part of the cool kids club. What can I say? Remember, it's entertainment, not manipulation. So those are all the problems with YouTube that can fit in this 10-minute video. Oh my god, it would be so fitting if I could put it into 10 minutes. We'll see. There are more problems, but I've not uploaded in a little while, so I think I should just get this one out. Of course, if you want a part 2, I'll do it. You know, fist bump that subscribe button if you're another cool kid gang member. Oh no, now I'm just a BTEC PewDiePie. Bye, like 2, that would be cool. I really need an outro.